I would like to receive some advice on how to handle that situation because I'm really not sure at how to approach this. Please don't judge me. I'm just not so good in setting boundaries and being assertive about my feelings or bringing it up in general, and I would appreciate advices, please. I'll start with saying that I love my BF and his dog so much. I never had pets of my own, but I love dogs and cats and animals in general a lot, and I completely understand that some of them shed plenty, and even with constant cleaning, it's still hard to keep the house clean. Also, sorry if I'm ranting too much and the post is long. I stay at my BF's house quite a lot, especially on weekends and holidays. I still live with my parents, where there's no privacy, and he has his own place, so we only hang out there. So if I will not come to his place, he also lives in a different city. We'll never have time together since he works long hours every day. I can spend at his place days at a time. We've been dating for 2.5 years, and I love spending time with him. We've also talked about moving in together one day, but the problem, and a big problem for me, is his general hygiene, but specifically the dog hair and dog in general situation. The dog is very stubborn and loves being on the bed. He'll lick his privates and then lick the bed sheets and scratch himself, leading to hairs flying everywhere. He's a difficult dog. I love him so much, like my own baby, but he's very much stuck in puppy stage, and it's so hard. He's not trained nor disciplined and has tons of energy that isn't regulated at all. And he sheds a lot. We live in an area where it's hot at most times, so obviously the German Shepherd will shed plenty and regularly. I'm not a clean freak, but I accept a somewhat clean house. And it sucks when I come to his place, excited to meet him and spend time with him. After showering, body lotioning, skincare, shaving my entire body, dressing nicely in fresh clothes, hair care, and etc. I want to look good for my BF, but then I find myself, and I'm sorry, but such a dirty house, and I feel all gross and dirty myself when I'm there. Also, I'm a woman. I need to have at least minimum hygiene, especially when on my period. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. I respect that he has different habits and hygiene, but I'm just talking here about the most basics of cleaning. For example, 1. The bed is full of dog hair everywhere, as well as dog saliva and drool. This while the sheets are rarely ever changed. Same blanket, bed sheets, and pillowcases for months at a time. My BF will only bother to change that after I ask him, and when he does, he acts like it's such a big deal and not a completely basic thing to do. And even then, he'll only change the bed sheets because he only has 2 pairs of pillowcases and 1 blanket. Sorry for sharing too much, but when it comes to sex, it's just straightforward. So gross. Dog hair will get on our privates, on my panties, in my mouth. Ugh. Also, the stubborn dog will refuse to get off the bed even when we're at it, and I'll basically beg my BF to get him off because I feel uncomfortable, but he'll just make excuses and ignore it. It's a big dog and a not enough big bed for 3 living things. I hate it and feel disrespected. It's such a huge turnoff, and I'm sick of this, and it sucks. 2. The shower and toilet, same room. It's a small room where you can't really dry or sweep the water out, so the floor is wet and there's no floor mat. Even though we constantly close the door after using the room, plenty dog hair is still entering. Probably because the door is old and has a big gap with the floor. So the floor is full of dirt and wet gunks of hair, and it's everywhere. On the towels as well, and I'm so sick of my body and hair being covered with dog hair sticking to it. Not just that, but also the toilet, sink, and shower, who are all full of wet dog hair. I'll have to clean it as much as I can because sitting on the toilet or brushing my teeth is so uncomfortable there. 3. The kitchen. This is where the dog water bowls are, and he drinks really weird. He'll stick his entire nose in the water and spill it everywhere, and then will proceed to drool it all over the house. So the kitchen's floor situation is close to the toilet room one. Other than that, there's dog hair everywhere around the house, and big chunks of it. I can continue to ramble on and on about how dirty the house is because it's not only the dog hair, but I'll focus on it here because I don't know how to address this with him without hurting him. The previous times I tried to bring up the topic, he would either act like I asked for too much and would act all reluctant and whiny about a basic thing I asked for, like changing the bedsheets. Or he would say he'll try to clean more and make excuses, but then after he'll tell me he cleaned the house for hours before I'll arrive, only for me to find the house only poorly swept and parts of the dishes done. I love my BF, and I don't want to end things because of something like this, but I'm so sick of this and nothing is changing. I also know that he's not lazy. He's far away from that, and he's very independent as well. He honestly also doesn't seem to be bothered by how dirty his house is, and just doesn't care. Never had someone in his life to clean for him, and grew up in a traditional and strict household. So, I really don't understand where all this comes from. I don't want to feel like an officer or a mom. I just want to feel decently comfortable in a decently cleaned home. How can I approach this and bring up the topic again?